Y'all, I have restarted this video about 5 or 6 times. This is my first YouTube video. So I know this is a horrible intro, but I'm just gonna ask that y'all be patient with me and we just gonna keep it real and we're gonna keep it 100. So, my name is Tatiana. This is my YouTube channel, Tiana's Edge, where transparency meets trading. My goal and my purpose of this channel is to share my trading journey with the world, a very true and transparent trading journey. Because I feel like with everything going on in the space within prop firms, within the Forex industry, and things of that sort, there are not a lot of people that are transparent. And there are also not a lot of people that can actually trade and then that can actually show that they are profitable. And I feel like I have a talent and I feel like I have a skill set where I can provide all of those things and also help people along the way, giving insights to what I know and then just developing a community of people that one that loves trading and two that loves God. First and foremost, I will be talking about God a whole lot on this channel. So if you want to listen, continue to watch. If you don't want to hear about God, continue to watch because I feel like there is something that any and everybody can get out of my channel and whatever motivation that may look like. But anyways, besides all that, let's get into the video. So as I said, my name is Tatiana. I'm gonna tell you guys one, a little bit about my background in this video. Two, I'm gonna show you guys all the accounts that I have, prop firm accounts, live accounts. And then three, we're gonna go over the trades that I took for this month on those accounts. So as of right now, I am trading Forex and futures. And let me explain. So my goal is to build my personal capital with prop firms. At first, I was with Forex trading prop firms, but everything went up into flames. And right now I was funded 50K with the funded trader, but I probably won't be getting that payout. So now I have transitions over to futures prop firms. I still trade Forex pairs with futures, but like I said, I am trying to build my capital. So I'm going to continue to trade with futures firms for right now. The Forex trading prop firm industry, it's too uncertain. I'm not gonna mess with it. But I also on the side trade my own personal Forex accounts with Forex brokers. So I do a little bit of both, but that's what I'm gonna be showing you guys. Um, I have been trading for the last 3 years, just about since I was a freshman in college. I'm now a senior in college. I've had two mentors. I've bought a total of probably 4 or 5 courses. I've spent probably over 5 grand on education. I didn't finish studying until about a year ago. I started live trading about a year ago. But I have done a lot, been through a lot, studied a lot, and I've come a long way to where I am now profitable. So yeah, I just want to share this journey with you guys. And yeah, see where it goes. But anyways, let's get down to business. I'm sure y'all don't want to hear me ramble, so I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so as I said, I'm being completely transparent with this YouTube channel. I want to show you guys all of my accounts across the board. So yeah, once I figure out how to blur stuff out in the camera in the videos, I'll show you guys me logging into things, all of that, because I want to be completely honest and transparent about my trading with you guys. So this is my first account with the funded trader. It is a 50K account. My goal was to get my first payout. I passed this account in January, but as you guys know, everything went down in shambles. So I do have or could possibly receive a payout of this $600. That's probably not going to happen. But anyways, I really don't know what's going on with the funded trader. If they come back and I get another account, we'll see how that goes. But for right now, they're on a back burner. I'm not really messing with them. I'm not really vibing with them. So that's neither here nor there. But now let's get into what you guys really want to see, which is my funded futures account. So this is my first challenge account with my funded futures. I purchased the account around the beginning of April. I purchased the 100K challenge account. I think it was about $235. And so I've been trading since then. This is my dashboard. As you can see, these are my trades. For some reason, their dashboard does not update until a certain time. So I also took trades on this Friday, um, which I made money back because as you can see, I had a big haul loss right here. We're gonna talk about all of these trades that I've taken, but down here you can kind of see my trades that I've taken. Total about 6 trades in the last about 3 weeks. Um, this trade right here, this $50 trade, I was experimenting with something. I'm still trying to figure out how to trade. Using my broker, which is Tradeovate on the trading platform on TradingView. But yeah, so this is my dashboard. And so for the last part of this video, I really don't want to keep it long-winded. I just want to be, like I said, open and transparent. I'm going to share all of the trades and go over the reasons that I took all of the trades that I have so far on this account. As I said, all of them aren't showing up right here. I had 2 trades down here on this Friday, but we're going to talk about those. And then I'm also going to show you guys the trade that I took on my live account this week in which I made a withdrawal. All right, so cool. So let's get into the charts. So please, 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 first and foremost, I know my charts look a little crazy right now. Do not let it scare you, as my mentor would like to say. I'm going to explain everything. I have a lot of lines and a lot of things on the chart. In future videos, it will not look like this, but because I'm sharing trades that I've took from months ago, it's going to look just a tad bit messy because I had to go back and lay it out. And you know, your markups don't look the same as they did way back when. Price moves, price forms different structures. So like what you saw a week ago is not what you're gonna see, you know, the next coming weeks. Anyways, so we're gonna go into replay mode for our structure. Let me see. All right, all right, all right. So this right here is the first trade that I took on this My Funded Futures challenge account. As you will learn if you continue to watching my videos, the way that I trade is I trade structure. I like to trade breaks of structure, breaks of trend lines, with a couple of other confluences that I have. My trading is really to the T. I have about a total of 3 or 4 setups that I look for. Um, as you guys continue to watch my channel, you will learn those setups that I'm looking for. It's really straight to the point, cut forward. But yeah, it's based off of structure. So, and I like to label my structure using trend lines in different colors. So for example, right here in this trade, these blue trend lines, I hope you guys can see my mouse. This is 1 hour structure. 1 hour structure is going in an uptrend. All right. So if you come down here to 30-minute structure, and I use a higher high, higher low indicator to kind of help me map out my structure sometimes. So don't pay attention to that too much. Let me turn that off. All right. So right here, you see I have this 1 hour structure going in an uptrend. I'm going to start a text box. Not this, not this, not this, not this. So usually when I'm trading, I always have a structure box up because I am only taking trades in the direction of 30-minute structures. I will very seldomly take a trade against 30-minute structure unless there is very, very strong confluence of why this trade is fixing to go against 30-minute structure, if that makes sense. So I already know 4-hour trend is in an overall downtrend. This 1 hour trend is in an uptrend, that blue trend line. These blue trend lines are what we just said. And this 30-minute trend is in an uptrend. And I'm about to show you that 30-minute trend. So right here, I'm going to make the 30-minute trend in orange. So the orange trend lines represent 30-minute trends. And so right here, you can see that we have a break of this 30-minute structure. So I'm going to write out right here, break of 30-minute structure. Oh yeah, don't make fun of me. autocorrect. I can't spell. All right, so you see I have a break of 30-minute structure right here. And this red box indicates a break of a trend line. This blue box indicates a retest of a trend line. So I had a break of 30-minute structure here. Price came back down to retest this trend line. Now let's go down on a lower time frame. So another confluence or indicator that I use is the RSI, but I don't use it as far as looking for price being overbought or oversold. I use it to look for divergence. So right here at the bottom of this price, you can see that price is diverging. And what divergent mean for those people who do not know is that the way price is moving on the actual chart is opposite of how it's moving on the RSI. So for example, if price is trending down like it is here on the RSI, it is going to be moving up right here. So like you see right here, price is moving down, right here, price is moving up. Divergent. This in a sense indicates a reversal. Now I do not trade divergence alone. Divergence is just another confluence that I pair with my other confluences before I take a trade. Make sense? Makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment and I got you. All right. So my first confluence was one. We had a break at 30-minute structure. 30 minutes in an uptrend. So I'm looking for price to ultimately go into an uptrend. Number two, we had that break and retest of this trend line. That was my second confluence. Number three, we had divergence right here on this 30-minute or 15-minute chart. And then number four, if you just want to add some more in there, there is a 30-minute zone right here. My 30-minute zones are labeled in purple. My 1 hour zones are labeled in blue. And my 4 hour zones are labeled in green. In my next video, I'm probably going to have something somewhere in the screen where everything is labeled out. I'm a color coordinated person, but I do not want people to get lost in these videos. So I want y'all to be able to keep up with everything that I'm doing and what I'm saying so that you can learn what it is that I'm doing. All right. So as you can see, we also have a little bit of wick exhaustion here, which is another indication to me that price is about to reverse, or not even just reverse. It just indicates that the sellers are getting tired down here. They're wicking out. So there is a high potential for the buyers to start coming in. So I placed this trade for about 20 ticks. I risked 1%. In order to make 1%. What you will learn about me is I know my trading plan to a T. I know my trading system to a T. Now I'm still working on a couple of psychology things, but I know how it works. So a lot of people be like, oh my gosh, you're trading 1%, you're over leveraging, that's too much on these funded accounts, I know my win rate. I know my run rate. And I win more trades than I lose. For me, I'm very patient. Let me say this. I'm very patient. I am not the type of person that's taking trades 5, 6, 10 trades a week. I'm not. I'm taking 1 or 2 trades a week. And 9 times out of 10, I'm winning those trades. So for me, risking 1% on every trade, I'm cool with it. Because I know that for me and with my training plan, I'm not going to lose 3 trades back to back. And the reason that I say 3 trades back to back is my max drawdown on this account is $3,000. So 3 trades back to back, that's $3,000. If I lose 3 trades back to back, I lose the account. That's fine. I'll buy another one. My goal is to pass the challenge right now and to get the funded account. Once I get to the funded account, okay, I'll change my risk levels. I'll have a lower risk tolerance in certain occasions. But for right now, we're trying to pass the account. Anyway, that's a little tantrum. But as you can see, price went up. I pulled the trade. One, for 2 reasons. There is a 1 hour zone right here. And also with my funded futures or just futures prop firms in generals, you cannot hold trades overnight. This is the one downfall or the one thing that I do not like. Because sometimes I do hold my trades overnight to get certain profits. I mostly trade on the 15 or the 30-minute time frame. I analyze on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour time frame, but I am not a scalper. I am a day trader. I'm not trading on the 5-minute. So sometimes my trades may go over into the next day, but the fact that I cannot hold them, I now have to pull them about 2 o'clock. I'm in Central Time, so I think it's about 2:10 or 3:10 p.m. that I have to pull my trade. So sometimes that cuts into my profit. Sometimes I may end up cutting a trade that was in drawdown, but then ended up being in profit the next day. So that's something that I'm kind of adjusting with and being more picky about the trades that I take, depending on what time that I take them. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. But that is the reason that I took this first trade. Oh, and then the amount of money that I made on this trade was, let's go back to my funded futures, was $348.80. And this is a long thing. I pulled the trade. I don't know why it's adjusted like that. I would have liked it to be up there, but I pulled this trade probably about right there. Yeah. And that's because, like I said, at this time, as you can see at the bottom, it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Um, so I had no choice but to pull the trade, or else my funded futures would have closed the trade for me. All right, so let's go look at that second trade. I think my second trade. Oh, and this is the Canadian dollar on futures. The only two pairs that I trade is GBP USD and UCAD, but I'm trading them on futures pairs as we already discussed. So my second trade was right here. So let me mark out this structure. So right now I am marking out 1 hour structure for you guys. So this is my 1 hour structure, or we could put it here too, or whatever. And so as you can see, my 1 hour is in a downtrend. Let's get our little structure box going so you guys can see 4 hour. That 4 hour is that purple trend line. So this 1 hour is in a downtrend as far as we can see. And that is highlighted with the thick blue lines. Now right here, this thin blue line, that is my 1 hour trend line. So we go down here, and I did not lose this trade. I know you see this went up that way. I pulled the trade about right here. Yeah, about right here. So I pulled the trade in profit right before news. I moved my stop loss into profit before major news comes out, because at the end of the day, we don't know what news is going to do. I can sit here and try to predict all day long, but I would rather protect my account than rely on faith in the markets, because the markets will do you wrong every time. Um, so yeah. So this is another setup that I typically like to take. I call it the retest. Basically, I don't have a name for it. It's just a retest of a trend line where I also have a green box, red box, and blue box situation set up. Now, what this means is green box, red box, blue box. You have price testing a zone right here at this green box. Then at this red box, you have price breaking that zone. And at this blue box, you have price retesting that zone. So price retesting that zone along with a retest of a trend line is two strong confirmations for me to take a trade. So for right here, I was looking for a sell. Now, I know we talked about structure. So right here, 30-minute structure is on an uptrend. Now, I know we said that we don't trade against 30-minute structure. There are some situations where I will trade against 30-minute structure, and that is because 1 hour structure trumps 30-minute structure. You have to think about the overall movement of the market. So I have to think about, where is price trying to move overall? And so right here, I had just very, very strong indications. For me personally, for my rubric, price isn't always going to do what you want it to do. That price was going to come down. Right here, as you can see, what we talked about earlier, I had a little bit of divergence, meaning price was moving at opposite directions. I had wicks right here where I thought price was wicking out on this trend line, and I had the green box, red box, blue box. So for me personally, those were three very strong confirmations that price was gonna probably push down and test this 4-hour zone one more time before shooting up. But like I said, of course, price isn't gonna always do what you want it to do. You have to protect your market, trade what you see and not what you think. So after price came down here, I knew that news was coming out at 9 o'clock. And for me personally, I was more comfortable going ahead and closing the trade out or moving the trade into profit before news came out. So I moved my stop loss into profit. And once news came out, price obviously shot up against the trade and went against the trade, the plan that I had in place. But that's fine. I ended up closing out in profit. I followed my risk management. I moved my stop loss into profit before news. I do personally do not trade news at all. I don't trade news. Um, yeah, I don't trade news. I don't have time to gamble. If I am trading news, it's because I know for a fact that I'm gambling. Like I'm getting in the market to gamble. Like I'm getting in the market to gamble. But on this trade, I won it and I actually made, ooh, sorry, that was my trade locker. We're gonna get into that on my live accounts a little bit later. I made $159 on this trade. Um, Not a lot, like I said, but I'd rather protect my account using risk management than having a loss. All right, so let's get out of this replay and let's go into my second trade. My third trade. Sorry. So we're going to replay this right here. I promise y'all next week when I do another video, all of these lines and stuff won't be on this chart. Right now, I'm just trying to go back in time and show y'all like a couple weeks ago. So it looks a little messy right now, but next week, I'll only be showing the trades that I took that week. So I promise you, my charts will look a whole lot cleaner. I went back and did like a little quick markup of what I did back then based off looking at the pictures in my trading journal. So it may not look exactly how my chart looked when I actually traded, because like I said, I'm just going back trying to show y'all how I got to the point where I am now and the reasons how I trade and why I trade the way that I do. So again, right here, our structure box is going to change. 4 hours still in a downtrend. Let me delete some of this stuff. So this is the third trade that I took. So right here, to figure out 1 hour structure, we had a break. Oh, that's ugly. We had a break of 1 hour structure. Right here. So you can see price broke to the downside. Right here, I have this thin blue trend line. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this thin blue 1 hour structure trend line. Price broke this trend line, and I was expecting price to come back up overall on the 1 hour to retest this trend line. So price overall is going on a downtrend on that 1 hour, as you can see. There right here, we have that break of this 1 hour trend line. So now let me label that 30-minute structure. So right here, you see we have 30-minute structure. Now, one other confluence that I use is Fibonacci. I like to use Fibonacci to see how far price is going to trace back and see how far price is going to go into the future. As you watch more and more of my videos, you will kind of get a feel for how I use Fibonacci. In other videos, I'll probably explain how I use it a little bit more in depth, but for right now, I'm just going to show you what I see. So right here, you have this 30-minute structure. Price pulled back to the 23.6. So for me, that means that I'm looking for price only to come to TP1. But if price comes to TP2, which is this negative 61.8, I'm looking for price to ultimately reverse. These are the rules that were within my trading plan. I promise you guys, in future videos, I will explain a whole lot more, but the more that you watch, the more you will catch on with my trading system and how it works. But I have a reversal point right here. So this is one indication that price is about to go up. So this was my first confluence. And then next, you have this right here. So as far as I knew, let me just show y'all where my head was at. So this trade was taken on a Monday. So this was about 8 o'clock in the morning. As of right now, before price played out, I had assumed that price was going in a downtrend on the 30-minute. Well, I didn't assume. I knew that price was about to go on an uptrend, but I needed confirmation that price on that 30-minute was about to go on an uptrend. And the confirmation that I got that price was now in an uptrend was this breaker structure that we had on this 30-minute. Let me show you. I should have made this go a little faster, but hey, you get the point. Right here, boom. This candle right here broke this candle right here. So for me, that is an indication of, that is a breaker structure indicating that price is now, 30-minute structure is now in an uptrend. So I like to label everything on my charts, y'all. That's just how I am. Very OCD, but I gotta see everything and make it make sense. So right here, you can see that I had to break a 30-minute structure. So now this is about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm waiting on this retest of this trend line. Price broke 30-minute structure. That's one confluence. The other confluence that we talked about was this reversal level at the negative 61.8. So now I'm just waiting on this trend line retest in order to get to go to take this trade back up. We're gonna speed this up just a little bit. Boom. So like I said, I take my trades on a 15-minute time frame. So price broke this trend line right here. I knew that price was in a 30-minute structure. It retested this trend line right here and it came up. So I made, how much did I make on this trade? I made $698 dollars on this trade. Again, I'm whisking 1% on all my trades. If the trade, I'm looking for 1-to-1s. Ultimately, if I get a 1-to-2, great. If I don't, but I'm not stuck on just getting a 1-to-1, if that makes sense. If I see an exit point in the market or a point that I feel like I need to get out the market, I'm going to get out and I'm going to take my profits. That is something, a skill that I had to develop over time. It's not something that came very easy. It's just kind of a muscle that I had to build. So I know a lot of people be like, how did you know to get out right here? How did you know, not to hold it up until this blue trend line that I'm expected it to retest? So one, I've been trading these pairs for about 2 years now. I've been back testing UCAD and GBP USD for a year and a half, like consistently back testing. Like I have an entire book full of back testing notes. So one, I've built, I wouldn't say a muscle memory, but I know my pairs. I've gotten to know my pairs. So I know in certain situations, I can't explain it of when I need to pull out a trade. Um, what they call it? Trader's intuition. Yeah. So I've been in certain situations where I've had to pull a trade like this at a zone. And when I didn't, price went down against me. So I don't know how to explain it. I just kind of knew that, like, hey, when price gets up to this zone, I'm going to pull this trade because there's a very high probability that it's going to come back down. And also, like I said before, with my funded futures, I have to pull these trades at 2 p.m. So I didn't want to lose any profits and price possibly not go back up before 2:10 p.m. And I have to pull the trade and I'm only winning like $100. So for me, once that trade goes up in the day, I'm pulling my profits. I feel like that's one thing that futures prop firms is forcing traders to do is to take their profits. Because with my funded futures, you have a end of day trailing drawdown. So at the end of each trading day, that drawdown is going to go up in accordance with your profits. So for me, I don't want to have profits at the end of the day, and then that profit ends up going back down, and I get right back at this right closer to this end of day drawdown. I'm taking my profits, keeping my profits, taking my profits, keeping my profits, taking my profits, keeping my profits, if that makes sense. So I just did a whole lot of talking, but you get why I pulled the trade at this point. So yeah, that was trade number 3. Now let's go into trade number 4. I know a lot of you guys are probably looking like, oh my gosh, she had 3-1 trades, but she got this big old loss right here. Let me tell y'all, I shouldn't have had this loss. There was a lot of things that went into this loss, but this loss was plainly due to psychology. This week should have been a very, very big green week. And I'm not making any excuses at all. This was on me. I had a lot going on this week. I am still a college student. I have a lot of tests and stuff going on. I'm also a part of a lot of different organizations. So I had a lot to do this week. I was not waking up on time. I usually get up around 4 or 5 a.m. in order to trade. Was not doing that because I was up studying. So I missed a couple of trades. So yeah, my overall week was just kind of all over the place. And the reason that I took this trade was purely psychology. When I take a loss, I'm gonna take my L. But if it's a loss due to market structure, I'm cool. I'm fine with that loss. You're not gonna win everything. But when it's a loss due to my psychology, that's where it kind of hurts and hits home. And this $1,000 loss, which is what I'm risking, 1% of my account. So that's granted, that's what I was risking. I didn't go over what I wanted to risk. I lost within my risk tolerance. But still, that was a trade that was lost solely because of my psychology. But let me explain why. Let me explain why. Let's go to it. Okay, so this trade was right here. Trade number 4. As you can tell, I'm already irritated by looking at it because it was just dumb. Let me delete some of these structure boxes. Like I said, in the future, my charts won't look like this. We'll only be going over trades for the week. Not all these past trades in a month, so it'll look a little crazy. But as you can see, let me go up so I don't confuse y'all. This 4-hour is in purple. This 4-hour, as you can see, is on a downtrend. So in the structure box, that's why you see 4 hours in a downtrend. Now, if we go down one, you see these blue trend lines. Sorry, I probably deleted them a little bit. Change that to blue. Let me delete this. So as you can see, we had a break of this 1-hour structure. I know it's a lot of trend lines on here and they probably look childish, but it works for me. I have to label out my structure in order for me to see it. And I feel like it also helps you guys see exactly what I'm looking at too. So right here, you see I have a break of 1-hour structure. So this is an indication to me that the 1 hour is on the downtrend. Now, if we go down some more, right here, you can see, again, my 30-minute structure is orange. 30-minute structure is in a downtrend, as you guys can see. So everything is in a downtrend, downtrend, downtrend. But up here, right here, back this up. Back this up. Right here, as you can see, as I have labeled, we have a break of 30-minute structure. So that indicates to me that 30-minute structure is now in an uptrend. So I am looking for a buy because 30-minute structure is in an uptrend. So these are the different confluences I have. Well, first, I'm going to tell you why I lost this trade, and then I'm going to tell you why I should have won this trade. So let me explain it to you. So most of my trades take place Monday through Wednesday. 9 times out of 10, or not trades, most of my setups take place Monday through Wednesday. Not saying that I won't see setups on Thursdays and Fridays, but most of my great setups happen on Monday through Wednesday. I know that when the market opens Monday, these are the days that I need to be looking for a setup. Now, as I said earlier, this week I had a lot going on in school. I was up studying for different tests. I had stuff going on with organizations, this and that. So I was not up on my charts like I should have been. I was not paying attention where I should have been. And my phone was also broke. I had to go get my screen replaced on Monday morning, which is the reason why I missed the trade that I'm about to tell you guys about. So right here, as you can see, this is a trade that I would have taken on Monday had I been at my desk and had my phone not been broke. I would have taken this trade right here, this short position. And I know it's easy to say what you would have did in the market because it's already happened. But I'm telling y'all, I would have took this trade because it goes exactly with what I was looking for. You have 30-minute structure on a downtrend. You have a break of 15-minute structure, a break and retest of this trend line, as we talked about, which is what I look for. And price continues to go down. Perfect trade would have been done for the week. For me, like I said, I'm only looking for 1 or 2 setups in a week, and then I'm done. I'm out. I'm not greedy. I'm slowly growing my accounts just like that. But because I missed this trade right here, I had a sense of FOMO, which a fear of missing out. And by that, I mean, I was so upset that I had missed out on money that I was so eager to make the money that I missed out on. So at this point, I haven't lost any money because I haven't placed a trade, but just the thought in my head that's like, dang, I could have made $1,000 today, or I could have been up 1% on my account today, but I missed that trade early in the week. So I gotta get another trade this week. I gotta find another trade this week to replace that. And that's really where my mindset was at. I was really trying to be patient, but in all actuality, I was not patient at all. I took a trade and I forced this next trade on my account, which resulted in that $1,000 loss. So right here, again, setup looking very, very clean. Very, very clean. You have divergence, which is one of my confluences, meaning that price down here on this RSI is going the opposite direction on both of these. So that's one indication that the sellers are about to get out of the market and the buyers are about to come in. Number 2, you have that break of 30-minute structure that I talked about that I was looking for. And then number 3, the break and retest of the trend line. This is where I messed up on this trade. So as you can see, I got in right here. So for me, because I was so eager to get in this trade, I assumed that I didn't even assume. I was just like, okay, the break and retest happened right here. Prices already went up. I don't want to miss out on the money, so let me hurry up and get in this move. Dumbest stuff I could have did. I don't want to curse on this channel. Dumbest stuff I could have did, because one, if you done missed out on the move is gone, baby. The bus has left. There's no reason for you to hop on the train that you done already missed. You feel me? So that was my first mistake. Shouldn't have hopped on the train. Already missed it. But me in my head is like, I'm not missing on this big move I've been waiting on all week. I'm finna get this $1,000 back. Worst thing I could ever did. And then also, I knew that price was actually not done retesting this trend line. And let me show you exactly how. When I tell y'all I know my trading thing to the T, upset. So normally, sometimes I am unsure about how far price is going to come back and retest a trend line. And so when I am unsure, I like to line up my trend line perfectly using the 5-minute time frame. So let me show you. So right here, you can kind of see that price, I kind of adjusted based off of how price tests the trend line on the 5-minute time frame. You can kind of see this wick right here and this little resistance right here. So for me, that indicates to me that this trend line, this 30-minute trend line, should be placed around in this area. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've been trading for a long time. I've been trading these pairs for not a long time, but about a year and a half. So I've just kind of come to learn how to adjust my trend lines on these pairs based off on certain time frames. So for me, I knew in my head that even though price came right here, it had not fully retested this trend line yet. But because I was so eager to get in the trade, I was like, let me move this trend line up here. It looked like it done retested it. Let's go with it. Biggest mistake I could have made. I knew in my head price was not done finished retesting this trend line. And another reason that I knew, because inside of this 30-minute structure, you also have 15-minute structure, which is this. I'm going to put 15-minute structure in pink. 15-minute structure had not finished playing out. So even though it was going up for a little bit, let me put on my fib. 15-minute structure was not done playing out. You see price came down to the 0.000, whatever, pull back to the positive 61.8, came down here to negative 61.8. Came down here, hit my stop loss. I got in the trade way too early. I got in the trade for the fear of missing out on the move. I got in the trade because my psychology was already messed up because of what was going on at the beginning of the week, the fact that I had missed a couple trades. So yeah, this was just an overall horrible trade to have taken. Again, I'm not making any excuses, but I'm telling you guys exactly why I lost a trade. This trade did not go with my trading plan. I took it solely based off psychology. Yeah. it's a loss. But we win some, we lose some. The fact that I'm acknowledging and the fact that I know exactly where my mental was at when I took this trade and how to fix it in the long run, that's what's important. But let me tell you how I would have won this trade if I had waited and been patient and not so eager to make the money back that I lost. As you can see, where this trend line is based off that 5 minute, price came back down and retested. Now, it did drop a little bit lower than that, but as you can see, price on this 15-minute structure is at the negative 61.8. As you'll learn by continuing to watching my videos, negative 61.8 on a certain structure means reversal. So that's one indication to take this trade down here at this trend line. A trade. If I would have took the trade down here, as you can see, would have won. So that would have been one indication to take the trade. Again, I did not take this trade, but I'm just showing you what the setup would have been had I been patient, had I followed my rules and went by what it was. The second confluence would have been, again, this break and retest of 30-minute structure. Third one would have been, don't pay attention to my fingers, this break and retest of this trend line. And then as you can see, price continued to go up and retest that trend line. So this would have been a perfect trade. Like I said, I could have made $1,000. I could have been in green, but again, I wanted to be impatient. I was trying to make money. So yeah, we're gonna take our L for what it was, what it is. So yeah, that was a lot going into that trade, but let's talk about this last trade. And guys, I promise the rest of my videos won't be this long. Like I said, I'm trying to catch you guys up to the point that I am now on this account. I want to show all my accounts week by week as I'm growing them, as I'm getting payouts, as I'm pulling money from my live accounts, because I want people to see me build this from scratch from day one. Well, not day one, but day one of me starting to document this journey. All right, so we are going to go into the last trade that I took for this week on this My Funded Futures account. Let me get off TFT because they ain't gonna give me no money. But as you can see, this is that trade that I lost that I just talked and rambled about. But this next trade that I'm talking about, I'm not exactly sure why it's not showing up on here. I took it on Friday, but again, like I said, My Funded Futures, they take a day or so to update their system. And because the market closed on Friday, and I'm guessing the platform closed on Friday, it didn't update. So it'll probably update on Monday. But you can see it down here. This trade I took on Friday, I made $755. Now, right here, this $56 trade that I took that I did not go over was a trade that I placed. I was experimenting. I was trying to figure out how to use TradeAvate on my phone. And so I placed the trade just to place one. Price went back. I closed it. Da, da, da. That's why I ended up losing $50. It wasn't a real trade. I was experimenting, trying to use TradeAvate on my phone rather than a computer, but I don't really like it. So most of my trades will probably be taken on the computer. But anyway, that's not here nor there. Let's get into this trade from Friday. Friday. All right. Sorry, y'all. I had run them out first. But oh, I ain't gonna tell y'all what I'm seeing for next week, but I'm seeing a little something. But anyways, you can see right here, this 4 hours on a downtrend. This 4 hour is this purple trend line. I know y'all can see this purple trend line. So overall, this 4 hour is on a downtrend. Right? So that's on a downtrend. So now let's go down to the 1 hour. This 1 hour is on a downtrend. Up here we had that 40-minute. This 1 hour break of structure. So now I know 1 hour is on a downtrend. I'm gonna delete that because that's irrelevant right now. All right. So 1 hour is on a downtrend. Now let's look at the 30-minute. Delete this field. This 30-minute is now on a downtrend, and I had a break of 30-minute structure right here. Turn that to orange. Again, 30-minute is the orange trend line. So right here, we had a break of 30-minute structure. Cool, cool, cool. So we had a break of 30-minute structure. We also had a break of this 30-minute trend line. As y'all know by now, or y'all will know eventually, two confluences, break a 30-minute structure, break a trend line. So at this point, I'm waiting on price to retest this trend line. I know what I'm looking for the next morning or whatever, Friday when I wake up. So come up to here. Price is retesting this trend line. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I slept. I My trading hours is from 4 o'clock in the morning, just about, until 2:10 in the afternoon. Now, I am not sitting in front of my computer from 4 o'clock in the morning to 2:10 in the afternoon. I'm a day trader, so I set my alerts during the day. When I wake up in the morning, I'm just making sure that I'm up to hear those alerts. You feel me? I'm not staring at this chart all day long. I'm in school, I'm studying, I'm doing this, but once my alerts are going off, I'm getting on this chart and I'm placing that trade that I'm looking for. So I was asleep when this alert went off, meaning I didn't get in right here for this retest of this trend line for it to go down. But hey, sometimes things work in your favor. Price came back up to retest this trend line again. And so right here, I have a little bit of divergence, as you can see, where price is going upwards right here, but on this RSI is going downwards. So that's one indication to me that the buyers are getting out of the market and the sellers are about to come in and that price is going to reverse. So that's about 3 great confluences that I have. I'm going to list them out again. 1, break a 30-minute structure. 2, break and retest a 30-minute trend line. 3, divergence. Those are 3 very, very strong confluences for me to take this sale. So I got in right here. I placed my stop loss at 25 ticks. In another video, I'll probably explain how I do my stop loss. But honestly, it's come from trading experience. Depending on the setup, I hate saying I just kind of know how to do something because I know that doesn't help you guys, but I just kind of I have a mental, I don't know how to explain it. After trading so many setups and trading so many times and taking so many trades, some trades I just kind of know, like, okay, I need to place my stop loss here. There's no set thing that I have, or there's no set stop loss that I have. I will not place a stop loss more than 30 ticks though. That is the max. And the only time I do place a stop loss of 30 ticks is if I'm trading a 1 hour trend line or a 4 hour trend line, because you need a little extra room to let price move. But right here, the way that price kept retesting this trend line, the way that price kept diverging up, I didn't know when price was going to diverge. So I kind of had a little bit of a larger stop loss just to give price a little bit of room to breathe. So place that trade or whatever. Um, Price started bumping down, bumping down, bumping down. Now, one thing that I do so regret about this trade is I pulled it right here. Pulled it right here. You see how much profit I could have been in this week? But again, thinking like that is not a good habit to have. So even though I could have had all of that profit this week, we can't think like that. I had to take my profits and get out of the market. But one thing that I am trying to learn and to add to my arsenal is knowing when to hold trades. Um, and something that I'm learning from my mentor is kind of based off learning when to hold trade based off the momentum of the market. I was really just chilling Friday, so honestly, I just kind of wanted to get out the trade. I didn't want to manage the trade all day long either. So I was like, let me go ahead and take my profits. That puts me at only losing about $300 overall for the week. Like I said, the first trade that I lost this week was $1,000. This trade, I won about $755. So I was like, okay, I end the week at a net $300 loss. I'm cool with that. Let me get out the market. But again, like I said, as you can see, there is a lot of momentum in this market, meaning that price is downtrending very strongly. So in other situations, if I had my mind on straight for this trade, I would have moved my stop loss and the profit right here after price had pushed past it and just let it run. If it come back and hit my stop loss, then I'm out the trade. But if it continues to run, that's profit I could have made. And this is a trade that I could have let run, but hey, it is what it is. So yeah, that was this trade right here where you see I made $755.65. And that is it for the first, well, not even first phase. I keep saying first phase. My funded futures only has one phase to pass. Yeah, you have to make a total of $8,000. Yeah, in order to pass. So that is like the first 3 weeks of this account. Now I'm going to show you guys the trade that I took on my live account this week. I used Trade Locker to place these trades. I will not even gonna say that. No, I am gonna say transparency. I'm not gonna be sharing the broker that I use in order to trade on Trade Locker, just because with everything going on in the forex market, I don't want to promote anything, to be quite honest. I'm not promoting nothing. I'm not promoting nothing because, yeah, I'm not promoting nothing. We can get into that another time. So I won't be telling y'all the broker that I use. As of right now, it is, I will tell y'all, it is an unregulated broker. I'm not telling you to use an unregulated broker by any means. I only have $1,000 in this broker. I wouldn't do not feel confident enough to go throw $10,000, $20,000 into this broker, especially with everything going on. If you have 10, 20, $30,000, I highly recommend to put it in a regulated broker. But I know how hard it is to grow money on a regulated broker. So for purposes of me just getting quick money while I'm trading these funded challenges, I'm using an unregulated broker to grow this $1,000 into $200, $300 a week and pulling that out the market. That's basically what I'm doing. So yeah, on this $1,000 account, I am risking 10% per trade. And the reason I'm doing this, like I said, in future videos, this is kind of me rambling a little bit, but I'm gonna be explaining my trading plan a little bit more so that way you guys can understand how I trade. But honestly, I'm only looking for 3% per month on all my accounts. I've been doing this for a while, and 3% a month can go a long way, or even just 3 winning trades. So the reason that I trade 10% on per trade on my live account is because I'm looking for 30% a month on that account. Now, that is very, very high risk tolerance. But again, I know my trading plan. I know my win rate. Not saying that I just have a high win rate. But I'm saying I'm very picky with my trades. So I'm very confident in the trades that I take and that I do choose to take. And I'm very confident that I won't just go on a losing rampage. Let me say that. And not saying that I won't ever lose. There will be times that I lose, but I'm at the point now where I manage my risk very well. I know how to lower my risk, when to lower my risk. So yeah, enough of that rambling, but I'll risk 10% per trade on this live account. Just being honest. That makes me about what, $300, $200 a month, which is all that I'm honestly looking for. That's enough for me to make a cute living as a college student, for what it is that I do. So yeah. Now, when I trade this live account, again, I am trading on actual forex pairs. So I'm no longer trading futures. On my live accounts, I trade actual forex pairs. On these futures prop firms accounts, I trade future pairs. But again, for this trade, I traded on forex pairs. So as you can see right here, again, this is something for later. You see we have a break of 1 hour structure. This 1 hour structure is labeled in blue. You have a break, retest of this 1 hour trend line. Price is going up. So price is in an uptrend. So right here, you can see that this 30-minute, which is the orange trend lines. Let me go back a little bit to where this trade was. You can see this 30-minute is on an uptrend. But as you can see, if you come up to this 1 hour, we have some major divergence. Major divergence. So this is indicating to me that at some point, this 30-minute trend is going to reverse. The buyers are going to get out of the market. The sellers are going to come in. So I'm just, in order for me, I never just hop in at some point during divergence, just be like, the market's going to reverse. I wait for extra confluences on top of divergence in order to tell me when to get into the market. So on top of that, as you can see, my green zones, this represents my 4 hour zones. So right here, I have a 4 hour zone. I'm just coming out of the time frames on the daily just so y'all can see where this green zone is coming from. So for right here, I have a 4 hour zone. So the fact that I have a 30-minute diversion all the way up to this 4 hour zone, and price hitting this 4 hour zone, that's another confluence for me. Price has not broken that 4 hour zone yet. So that's another indication that I'm expecting price to start reversing around this area. Now, if we go down into the 15-minute, You see I have this black trend line. Black trend lines represent 30-minute structure for me. Right here, I have a break and retest of this black trend line, which is break and retest of that 30-minute structure. And then I have a wick right here. So 3 confluences. I have divergence on this 30-minute 30-minute trend. Strong divergence. That's confluence 1. Number 2, I have price reaching this 4-hour zone. Price has kept hitting this zone and kept coming down. Price has not broken this zone. I do not anticipate the breaks of zones or trend lines until they are actually broken. So for right now, this indicates to me that price is about to reverse and come back down and bounce off of that zone. Number 3, I have a break and retest of this 30-minute trend line. So those are 3 strong confluences, enough for me to get in the trade. This is one of those instances, like I said, where I trade against 30-minute structure, but only because there are very, very, very strong confluences that are indicating or allowing me to do so. So, like I said, this very, very strong divergence, the fact that I have this break and retest of this 30-minute trend line, price had not come down to broke this 30-minute structure right here just yet, but the fact that it broke this trend line, the fact that I have this divergence, the fact that price is up here at a zone, that was enough for me to take the trade against 30-minute structure. You feel me? You feel me? So I placed this trade right here. The reason that I have such a big stop loss, again, people may have an issue with the way that I trade. They'd be like, oh, why didn't you put your stop loss down here? You could have had so much bigger return. Look, I got a trading plan and I stick to it. Whenever I am around a 4-hour zone, I place a 30-tick stop loss. I think I said something about that earlier. When I'm around major zones and major trend lines, I'm placing a little bit of a higher stop loss just because I know sometimes price needs a little bit of room to breathe. Price may come up here, then come all the way down just to fill out that 1-hour or 4-hour candle before it makes it move. It's move. So that's why it was so high. But ultimately, again, I got in the trade. I planned on pulling it right here. Like I said, I trade, what do you call it? I trade step by step. I'm not looking for too big of a moves. I'm trying to get my money and get out the market. You feel me? So right here, I probably could have held the trade, but again, I don't got time for price reversal on me, and I'm not giving my money back to the market. I'll just get in for the next move, make my money on another move. So once price got here, pulled the trade. For this trade, I made, as you can see, this is my trade locker account, or yeah, not trade locker account, but this is trade locker, and you can see on this trade, again, I risk 10% on each trade. 10% of $1,000 is $100. So I was looking to make about $100 on this trade, but again, I'm not stuck to a profit. I am not stuck to a level. Once I see profits, if I see a certain area like right here, where this recent low is, if I feel like price freezes a certain area, I'm gonna pull the trade. You feel me? So I pulled the trade. I'm not giving no money back to the market. At about $80. That put my account at the time at about $150. So I withdrew a total of $150 this week. And that was just from 2 trades on this account. The other trade was a while ago, and it's in my trading journal, but again, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I just put the last trade that I just recently took this week on this account. So yeah, guys. Let me stop sharing my screen. So I know that this was a lot, and it was probably a very long-winded video, but again, my goal for this channel is to be completely transparent as possible. I want to share my journey. I want to share the wins. I want to share the losses. I want to share the payouts. I want to share the downfalls. I want to share it all. And it's kind of funny because I've been through a whole lot of that already that I did not share. Part of me regrets it a little bit, but now that I'm in the state and point of my life where I feel like I can share this, yeah, I just want to encourage other people. If I can do it, small town girl, from Mississippi, other people can do it. So yeah, that's it for this video. Next week, again, I will be sharing a video each week. I'll probably upload them on Sunday. Just a recap of the trades that I take on my prop firm accounts, a recap of the trades that I take on my live account, a recap of the total amount of profits I made for the week and the total amount of losses, and going from there, starting from ground zero. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. Whoever's watching, if I am allowed to touch and help one person, then so be it. All right, I'm out.